Welcome back, everybody, to the Chicago Bears franchise NFC Championship game. Obviously, one game away from another Super Bowl appearance. This will be our fourth Super Bowl appearance if we can get to it. And looking for that third straight Super Bowl, something that has never been done in NFL history. The Chiefs had a chance, but they didn't get the job done. There's not too many to even get back to a third Super Bowl. But taking a look at the Seattle Seahawks team, I mean, they're outstanding. Almost kind of like a carbon copy. They don't really pass for much. They more run the ball, play great defense. You could kind of say they're the second best team in the NFC or the NFL this year behind us. I mean, I know Green Bay was absolutely fantastic, but the Seattle team does many things well. Now, Sam Darnold, not the greatest production, 20 touchdowns, 8 picks, solid, but he doesn't have to do too much. You have Marco Peralta, who's the big key to this run game, over 1,200 yards. He's a 95 overall superstar X Factor. But this team doesn't just have one running back over 90 overall and had a productive season. They have two of them. So Kenneth Walker, 813 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's over a 90, I believe, as well. He's a 94 superstar. This is where I wish in-game, it seems like in the sim, they seem to be able to split carries, but in-game, it just doesn't happen. And obviously, we know, based off gameplay, the CPU just does not like to run the ball at all. But look at Matt Wall, the rookie. He had 100 carries and 10 touchdowns. So this production running-wise for the Seattle team is right up there with one of the best in the league, obviously. I mean, fantastic all around. It's just crazy that the production that is there. Receiver-wise, Joey Brenner, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. And we got Wallner, who's fantastic. They have Rondo Gadsden, who comes over from the Chargers. Didn't have any touchdowns this year, but definitely an athletic type tight end. So they're just not going to beat you, even though JSN is ridiculous, obviously. It's more about that run game. Defensively, Nick Scorton. He's up to a 91 overall. Star Dev leads his team with 11 sacks this season. Up front, they are very good, can get to the passer. And in the back end as well, their secondary is absolutely fantastic. But you see Boy Mafe with 9.5. Gregory Carr, fantastic defensive tackle with 7.5 sacks. Murphy is up there. I think he's over near 90. But Henry Tuatoa is an 89 overall X Factor. So another X Factor on this team for the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's not a surprise. You're in the NFC Championship game. I know there's some teams, kind of like the New England Patriots this year, where maybe you get a bit of an easier run in the playoffs. But a lot of times, if you've reached the championship games or possibly a Super Bowl, obviously, you're not there by any chance. You're still a very, very good team. There is no doubt about it. You have some definitely stars on that team. And speaking of stars, that's the AFC Championship game. We've seen this before, but Buffalo, Kansas City, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Can Josh Allen get to that Super Bowl? Can he win a Super Bowl as Patrick Mahomes trying to get back to it? But we'll see who won that game because that was the first game of the day, but we got this game right here, one away from the Super Bowl. You know, I thought about moving away from this team and this franchise after winning the Super Bowl last year, but everybody wanted to see us go for 3 in a row. So here we are, our chance to get to it would be our 4th straight Super Bowl, but look for the 3rd in a row. And then we'll see if we can get the job done and go from there. But we got to get through this game first against a really good Seattle Seahawks team. And oh yeah, I guess the underlying story, we haven't lost this season, even with the one sim game. All right, here is Marco Peralta breaking some tackles, and Peralta up to the 34-yard line, give him 9 yards. I would love to see if Seattle really decided to stick to the run, but I just have a feeling they will not do that. As Peralta with the catch, that'll be a first down, nice conversion there. Yeah, they just don't like to stick to the run. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know. Maybe that'll change in the next year. 2nd and 4, back to Peralta. There you go. Couple of runs in a row. Nice runs up the middle. First down. I feel like if they run right away and you stop them, that's it. It's almost like they give up on the run immediately. Darnold will throw on 1st and 10. Steps up in the pocket. Finds his receiver. Caught. First down. Nice job from Sam Darnold kind of maneuvering in the pocket there. There's a little bit of trouble on his right-hand side. But maneuvers got the first. Underneath, caught. That's going to be trouble. And we'll finally bring him down to the 11-yard line as Seattle is absolutely on the move here in this first drive of the game. 2nd and 10 now. They have both backs on the field. But they're going to hand it to Peralta. Breaks off one tackle. Peralta down to the 3-yard line. Solid start. 5 for 27, especially against our defense. They can pick up a first right about the half-yard line. 3rd and 2. Darnold's going to run out of time. Rashawn Gary is there to bring him down. Big-time sack on 3rd down. So a very successful drive for Seattle is just going to end up with a field goal attempt here. I mean, that should be pretty easy. Only about, what, a 26-yard field goal? Yeah, it's good. So Seattle will strike first, 3-0 here in this NFC Championship game. Like I said, solid drive, but those are the drives you want to end up in touchdowns, not field goals, especially against our offense and this guy. We've been talking about the Seattle run game. Obviously, don't have to really say much about Saquon Barkley. Just an unbelievable season. Should be winning the MVP. I mean, 2,300 yards rushing, over 30 touchdowns rushing. I mean, I don't know how much better you can get than that. You can't. Just the all-time greatest rushing performance in NFL history. 3rd and 1. Barkley finds some room, gets some really good blocks from Odunze, who gets off one block to another to let Barkley get all the way up to the 23-yard line. A fantastic job blocking there from Rome Odunze. You know, getting 2 blocks in one run, that is something crazy to see. So we're going to find Romeo Doubs, who breaks the tackle. Doubs down to the 1-yard line. Our offense, we can beat you every which way. 1st and goal from the 1. Pitch it out to Saquon. Cuts it up. Gets a little bit caught up with his own man there, which stops him a little bit short. So 2nd and goal now from the 1-yard line. Really just go right back to it. And Barkley is in for the touchdown. So we drive right back on Seattle, but this time instead of the 3 like Seattle got, we get the 6. And obviously the extra point makes a 7-3 ball game here in the NFC Championship game. I was actually kind of hoping once again for a snow game. Still only had that one against Green Bay. I would have loved to, maybe one more. It would have been cool here in a championship game. As that's going to be picked off, Jared Roth intercepts Sam Darnold, and I'm not sure where he was throwing that. Was he throwing it to Gatson, or is he throwing it to the receiver behind him? There was a lot of traffic there. Sam Darnold makes a mistake. Big-time turnover, as you can see. Maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN, was back there diving for the ball. Man, that was a terrible throw. So sets us up in perfect field position here and just slings it to Colston Loveland for the touchdown. Well, that's a quick answer. You get the turnover and you just turn it into 7. 14-3 lead. What a throw from Caleb Williams. I think you concentrate so much on Saquon Barkley, and obviously so. But, I mean, Caleb Williams, top 3 quarterback, top 2 quarterback right now in the NFL. Maybe the best with the back-to-back Super Bowl championships. And he makes throws like that like it's nothing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We can beat you every which way. And then our defense is flying all over the ball. Ruben Hippolyte just reads that screen perfectly. Brings down Peralta. Now a 3rd down and 11 for Darnold into the Seahawks team. But look at Devontae Macklin just throwing guys to the side. Macklin with the sack. And Seattle have to punt the ball. Man, Devontae Macklin, he is an absolute game wrecker, as this time Caleb Williams is going to go down for the first time in this ball game. So Seattle with a big-time sack and a 3rd down and 11. Caleb to throw, fires, finds Colston Loveland for the grab. Beaten toe-to-toe in coverage. He is a just outstanding tight end. He might not have better statistics than any tight end out there, but man, he is top 3 as well. I mean, we just have top 2, top 3 guys at every position. We really do. You wouldn't think at receiver this year with the loss of Luther Burden, but Rome Odunze is definitely up there. As Byron Simmons, a guy that could really be up there, has the catch down to the 9-yard line. He kind of has that T. Higgins type deal. He's like 6'5", just still has the ability to get away from guys. He probably is underutilized, but he is just fantastic. As we go to Barkley to the outside, Barkley cuts it up. He's down to the 1. So we try to punch this in on 3rd down and goal to make this a 21-3 game. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Barkley's in for the touchdown. And now Seattle finds them in a difficult position, down 21-3. Man, they just can't stop us right now. I mean, we've had some third and longs. We're converting fantastic third downs. And once again, you put a team kind of like the Green Bay game where you got to be in a little bit of a shock. You're not used to this position. You've been in games all year. You've won, 14 games this year for Seattle plus the 2 playoff games. So down 21-3 is probably not a spot you're used to be in. And now, once again, you're going to go 3 and out as their offensive line just cannot contain our defensive front. They can't. I mean, it's just not happening right now. And what a throw. What a throw from Caleb Williams. Finding Loveland. Perfect loft over the linebacker's head and a first down. We got 1:30 left here in this first half, trying to add more points down the seam, finding Colston Loveland. You guys might want to think about covering this guy because right now he's destroying you. They cannot cover Colston Loveland. And I'm fine letting this clock run a little bit. I don't want Seattle to have any real time. As Simmons with the grab, he's down to the 12. And we'll call our first timeout here with 25 seconds left. Still have 2 timeouts. Now we're down to 1, though. But we're down to the 8. 19 seconds left. Caleb looking. Guys are covered, but he's going to take off himself. There's nobody there, and Caleb Williams will run it in for the touchdown. Give credit to Seattle. Their coverage is perfect. They just didn't have anybody on Caleb Williams. Takes it himself, in for the score. It is 28-3 as we'll head into halftime. Wow. Another game, I did not really expect this. Seattle, the game completely turned, I think, not on the pick. You could say the interception turned the game, but the stop to not get a touchdown, to settle for 3, it just switched up everything. You got Buffalo, Kansas City, AFC Championship game, and I think Josh Allen has done it. Josh Allen can finally say, I took down Kansas City. Kind of reminds you of Peyton Manning back in the day, if you guys don't realize. I mean, everybody, maybe younger guys out there, Peyton Manning, he struggled for years. And there was so much talk of Peyton Manning could never win the big game. Always losing to New England. You know, he lost a couple. I thought the one game against Pittsburgh was absolutely crazy. The Jerome Bettis fumble, the missed kick from Vanderjagt. I mean, he could just never get it done. And he eventually got the job done against New England. Obviously won his first Super Bowl against the Chicago Bears team with Indy. But give a lot of credit to his defense in that run. They really stepped up big time. And that was always a big key. Was the defense for Indianapolis. They had Freeney and Robert Mathis, who were fantastic pass rushers, but it's just defensive run game was not the greatest. But if you look some of those performances with Peyton Manning back in the playoffs against the New England Patriots, they got completely shut down. The receivers got jammed at the line, just couldn't do anything about it. Simmons with the grab takes a big hit. And that's where the illegal contact penalty came from after, I believe it was it the divisional round where they complained about the physicality down the field and not allowing the receivers to get downfield. The next year, the NFL came out with the illegal contact penalty. So I always think of that penalty as the Peyton Manning Colt penalty where they complain too much. I hate that penalty. It should never be an automatic first. I just hate it. All right, back to this game as Barkley down to the 19-yard line after the sack. So a 3rd down and 11 as this Seahawks team's trying to not get us into the end zone again. Caleb is going to run out of time. He's going to be sacked once again, and coverage down the field was fantastic. So that's fine. It's still a solid drive. We take up nearly 6 minutes of game clock, and we'll add points. And the kick is up, and it is good. So we won't have a 28-3 Falcon situation here. We get up to 31-3. With our defense, I mean, I don't know. If you get a touchdown, I'd be surprised. Over the middle to Kenneth Walker, who got absolutely no carries in the first half. They were running the ball so well. That first drive, Peralta was running the ball so well as Lamar Cadet, the rookie, comes through for the sack. Led us in sacks this year as a rookie, and he has a big one here now, 3rd and 18. This time we're just going to rush 3, but look at Devontae Macklin just destroys the inside, I think it was the center he's going after, and it forces Darnold to throw that ball away, and Seattle will punt the ball. And Caleb Williams today with the accuracy of these passes has been on the money. But yeah, I don't know why Seattle went away from the run. I don't understand. They just completely went away from it. It makes no sense to me. You know, even if you go into your second drive, you're only down 7-3. It's not like you really have to panic. And they just completely abandoned everything they wanted to do in the first drive, which led them all the way down to the 2-yard line. And that's it. I feel like once they got down 14-3, I mean, he threw the pick, obviously, that second drive. But you get down 14-3, and now it's just throw everything out the window. I don't understand. I know it's a 14-3 game after that pick, but the pick just shows you right there. Are you trusted in Sam Darnold? I would trust that this run game can slow it down. You limit possessions a little bit so our offense doesn't get into a bit of a rhythm as we go for it there on 4th and goal. Get it to Saquon Barkley. He's in for the touchdown. It makes it a 38-3 game, and this ball game is all but over. And we are headed once again to the Super Bowl. Absolute dominant performance here in the NFC Championship game. That'll do it. Just kneel it down. It is over. 38-3. Man, I thought we were going to have an excellent ball game here today, but after that stop to force them to 3, and then Darnold comes right back and throws the pick, it was over. It was over. They were just awful, and they couldn't block our defensive front at all. Caleb Williams, 17-19, 231 touchdown. I mean, his throws are absolutely on the money the entire day. Barkley with like a kind of ho-hum 120, 3 touchdowns. I mean, it's not like we went crazy offensively. We were just efficient. And each drive we came away with a score. That's all it was. You know? And the big turnover leads to the touchdown right away. Cadet with 2 sacks. Macklin 1.5. He caused more. I'd love to see pressures in this game as well because Devontae Macklin caused a bunch. So you can see the final score, 38-24. Buffalo headed to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns. Very solid game. Mahomes ends up throwing 2 picks, is sacked 5 times. So he had a bit of a rough game, even though he threw for 317 and threw for 3 touchdowns. But, I mean, turnovers, we said it before, especially in playoff games, absolutely huge. Shakir with that touchdown that we saw. Keon Coleman with another touchdown. And defensively, the 2 picks for Benjamin Blackburn and Christian Benford with the picks. Did have a forced fumble, but no recoveries. So Buffalo in the Super Bowl. That's who we take on. And wait a minute. Am I seeing that correctly? I think, wow. Justin Herbert won the MVP. Saquon Barkley, with the season he had, finished 5th. 5th! Are you kidding me right now? He finished 5th in the MVP voting. Who are these MVP voters? Who are they? Do they have eyes? Because obviously they don't. I don't even think the Chargers made the playoffs. Wow. Best season ever as a running back. Breaks the record of Eric Dickerson by a lot. Breaks the record from Tomlinson for touchdowns. Is on an undefeated team. I don't understand what more you would have to do. If that just shows you right there, even on Madden, that there's no way a running back will ever win an MVP unless he rushes for like 3,000 yards or something. Or rushes for maybe 2,500 and also has like 1,000 yards receiving. It'll never happen. That is insane. How did we not win the MVP with Saquon Barkley? I cannot believe that. Dunjay actually finished 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year. Hutchinson's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm definitely pissed off right now because I cannot believe he did not win. It's insane. That's just going to be crazy motivation out for the Super Bowl. Obviously, I want to win 3 in a row, be the first team to ever win 3 straight Super Bowls, first team ever to go unbeaten in a season. But now, I feel like you've screwed over. How's Deion Gallery even too? He barely got any time this year. But I feel like you've screwed over Saquon Barkley. I mean, it's not like he even finished second. He finished fifth. That is crazy motivation now for Saquon Barkley. I want to give him Super Bowl MVP. I want him to go bananas in this game. Let's get the record for most yards rushing. And I don't know. We're going to do everything we can. I know it's going to be tough against this Buffalo team, but give me a break. I mean, Herbert, that's still a great season. Don't get me wrong. 44 touchdowns, nearly 5,000 yards, even though Burrow had over 5,000 yards and threw for 40 touchdowns and made the playoffs. But how do you compare that season, there's Burrow, to this season coming up? 2,300 yards, 31 total touchdowns. And not only that, if we go to the receiving game as well for Saquon Barkley, I think we were tops and near running back there. We had 500 yards receiving and an extra touchdown. So 32 total touchdowns, over 2,800 yards of offense for a running back, a guy that doesn't even have the ball the whole time. That's insane. I can't believe that. So we take on the Buffalo Bills. You can see their rush yards per game. They're 21st against the run. I'm just now salivating and ready to just run for like 400 yards with Saquon Barkley. Make a statement in this Super Bowl. How dare you not vote for him? How is he not the MVP? I cannot believe this. You know, we are, like I said, we already had motivation going in. Don't get me wrong. You always do. You want to win. We want to win 3 in a row. But now I have tenfold the motivation to go in this game, beat down Buffalo, and show everybody why in the hell did you vote for Justin Herbert when the MVP is on this team and is standing up there holding Lombardi, has the Super Bowl MVP, has all these records. Yeah, we're ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm ready to get this game going. I think this is the most pumped I've been for a Super Bowl the entire franchise. I am ready to go, and I'm ready to go. Yeah, that's all I can say. So that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for everybody watching out there. I appreciate all the support. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Continue to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here for more franchise content, and I will see you in the Super Bowl. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.